weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Well, you are the best, so thank you. When it comes to dentistry, and as a person, I'm happy to know you. Thank you. So, people who can't hear and say, speak louder, or they're silent after you've said something and you want a response and you think, oh my God, they're losing it. They might not be losing it, they might not just be hearing you. And basically, we have an expert on the team who not only knows about hearing, he knows about the devices that can enhance your hearing so that you can hear the whispers in your life as well as the shouting, if there is any. Hopefully not, except for maybe yay because your team's won. Edmund Ivazian. He's of Hearing Aid Source Centers of Toronto, and he promised last week that he'd bring a happy story. So good morning, Edmund.
Good morning, Marilyn. So this week we had an interesting thing happen. A young man who came in looking for a solution for his stuttering. He had been to a speech clinic, and they recommended that he use a device which looked in every way, shape, and form like any hearing aid that we dispense in our clinics. And these devices are meant to boost the sound of his own voice while also being transparent to other sounds. And the purpose of it basically, from what I've read, it immediately affects the way he speaks. He doesn't stutter anymore. And that happens as soon as the device is actually inserted into his ears. However, when we did a little bit of research, we found out that these devices are not subsidized by the government, and they cost $4,000 each.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't believe it. And after talking to him, we chatted a little while, and I talked to him about what he needs and, the types of things that he does. I realized that we could do pretty much the same thing for him by occluding his ears. Now, what does that mean?
Yes, exactly.
Occluding his ears happens basically when you plug the ears in a certain way. I mean, musicians sometimes do that when they put their hand up to their ear and they sing, they can actually hear themselves more. So I asked him to plug his ears using his fingers. And I said, tell me about your day. So as soon as he did that, his speech was clear, no stuttering at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, let's try something else.
And he can't go through life with his fingers.
No, you can't walk around life and just plugging your ears. That just looks strange. So he's actually doing some construction work, so he's involved in a fair bit of noise. So I asked him, I said, take these I have these specialty earplugs. They're what we call eddy plugs. And they're basically using a musician's grade filter. So it basically reduces sound while still letting all sound in. So we put those in his ears, and same exact thing happened. His stutter gone immediately. And we were quite happy with the outcome. And so we found a very inexpensive solution, which those eddy plugs only cost $15.
15, not 1500.
No. 15. $15.
Massive
Massive savings.
$3,985 worth of savings.
Each.
My goodness.
Each. Those were each device. So it was almost $8,000.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't believe it. Like I said, so we found an inexpensive solution, saved him a lot of money, simply because our experience with working with all types of people allows us to come up with the most practical solutions for each individual.
Well, if you didn't have your prehistory when you were doing a musician's work and you were theatrical, you wouldn't have the understanding or know that these plugs existed probably.
Exactly.
So everything happens for a reason. Your
It does.
whole life got you to where you are now, and you're a hearing instrument specialist, and that experience helps you in your practice. So are you still offering assessment for the people who have difficulties?
Absolutely. So any hearing issue that you might be experiencing should be tested. You should have a hearing test, a full diagnostic about what you can hear versus what you can't hear. And then what we can do is we can sit down and have a conversation about the solutions that might work for you. We go from there.
And if someone has hearing aids in their pocket, or maybe they're wearing them but they're not happy with them, they're welcome to bring them and you'll assess them as well?
Absolutely. We're definitely calling out to everybody who was in that particular situation, who has a hearing aid or has a pair of hearing aids that for whatever reason they can't wear, whether it's things are too loud, too soft, or you put them in, I can't really hear well, or they just don't feel comfortable in your ear. And there's a lot of people in that boat that have purchased, that have invested, and they can't use their investment.
So, to reach you and to either book a hearing test or to bring hearing aids in to talk about or just outline hearing in general, what's the best number?
Best number to reach us at is 416-754-4327.
416-754-4327. You don't know what you don't know. And in this instance, a young man saved close to $8,000 and eliminated his stutter simply because Edmund knew what he knows and could share it with this young man. So find out what you don't know and don't miss the sounds of your life. Hearing Aid Source Centers of Toronto, Edmund Ivazian, a gift to the world because he has a passion to help people, not just sell hearing aids. And he has all brands of hearing aids, not married to just one brand. So 416-754-4327. And I guess you'll be back with us next week with a happy story.
Absolutely.
And Ryan is probably on the line. He promised to call